Hello, Matt again with Body by Brady Personal Training. And in this episode of Meet the Expert, I'm with Dr. Grant of Greater Life Chiropractic.
Yeah, great to be back here with you.
Glad to have you. So every now and then someone will come into the studio looking in great shape, looking the part, like they're fit. You know, we put them through a workout and they just can't get through it. You know, is that the same with chiropractic, that someone might look healthy from the outside, but not healthy on the inside?
I think that's hilarious because you have the bodybuilder like, all right, man, we're going to run a quarter mile, ready to go, and you can't even get halfway there. So there's a big thing that we talk about a lot in our office is actually feeling versus function. Because a lot of people have this idea that, you know, if I feel good, I'm healthy.
Yeah.
That's a biggie. Or if I don't feel good, it means I'm sick. And we see the ads, it's almost, we're brainwashed by the stuff saying, well, if you don't feel good, you're sick, not to worry. We have a drug that we can sell you, which is going to make you feel better, which means you're healthy again. When usually all you do is cover up a symptom. But most people, if I feel good, I'm healthy. If I don't feel good, I'm sick. And I'll tell you, there's plenty of heroin users out of the street that they feel amazing. They feel really, really good. Does not mean they're healthy, right?
Yeah.
Our whole goal is to figure out how can we make your body function optimally. And just because you feel good does not mean you're healthy. And I want to bring it back to this here. So, as we mentioned, the master control center for the body is the central nervous system, made up of the brain, up here in the skull, the brainstem, and the spinal cord. This organ, or the system, all protected by these spinal bones. Now, spinal bones can shift, put pressure on the nerves, choke off the vital nerve impulse from the brain of the organ. Here's the biggie behind this. Average Joe has 12 miles of nerve fiber in the body. Less than 18% of those nerves feel pain, which means that you can feel great, but as we sit here, your vital organs could be in a state of dysfunction or disease even.
Yeah.
So with that, and kind of a cool conclusion or a mind stretch, if you will, is right now scientists estimate that there are between 1 trillion and 150 trillion cells in the human body.
Wow.
So take that, basically if you were to count 1 cell per second, it takes between 32,000 and 4.8 million years to count every cell in one human body.
Wow.
So kind of cool to think about. So there's a lot about these cells, though. Follow with me here. So these cells are constantly being broken down and reproduced. So every 4 months or so, blood cells, brand new. Get a brand new set of blood cells. We're excited about that. And then every 3 weeks or so, basically every skin cell in the body is brand new. And guys, we get fired about this. Every 3 days, we get a brand new set of sperm cells. But the only cells that don't get broken down and replaced are the cells of the central nervous system because they coordinate the breakdown and reproduction of all the other cells. Okay, so going back to that nervous system there, if there is a misalignment putting stress or pressure on the nerve going to the heart, and we leave that there for a long period of time, let's say every 3.5 to 4 years, the heart is brand new, cell to cell, brand new heart. And Mr. Jones goes into his doctor and says, doctor goes, well, we just discovered that you have a heart malformation. It's called a mitral valve prolapse. And Mr. Jones goes, well, how did that happen, right? I had my annual checkup last year. How did that happen? Well, you know, we probably missed it. But here's what it really boils down to. If it wasn't there before and it happened at some point between a couple years ago and now, there was a cause to it. And what's the cause? And my personal theory is that you have dysfunctional nerves that are affecting the architecture as that organ reproduces.
Okay.
And that's the biggie. Yeah, you know, and the other side of it too is people have this idea of being sick. You wake up and you have these horrible symptoms. You have a high fever, you're stuffed up, you just feel terrible, sore throat. And all of that's your body's natural response to infection. So those symptoms are actually a really good thing, and we're all taught to cover them up so we can keep on going. And when you cover them up, you're fighting your body's natural response to infection.
Makes sense.
So kind of a catch-22 with all that.
Yeah. So quick rundown, if someone was to come in, see you guys, what would they expect, you know, their first visit with you guys?
Well, something that we pride ourselves in is we are very, very thorough. We take care of other healthcare providers, and we get compliments across the board about how thorough we are. And some people, believe it or not, actually kind of upset by that because they're like, well, a chiropractor, I just want to come in quick, you know, quote unquote quick crack, and that's all I want. I just want it out of pain. But we're very, very thorough, and so we do a very thorough exam, comprehensive history. We use technology that's actually from the NASA spin-off program. It's Space Foundation certified, so we can look at the nervous system without any radiation. Pretty darn cool to have. And we take any necessary x-rays as well. So we have a fully digital chiropractic x-ray suite right in-house at our office. And we use all of that information to get a customized set of recommendations together for that individual. Whether it be a newborn baby or a 75-year-old man, across the board, we want to make sure we have all our bases covered. The biggie is we don't want to be left guessing with somebody's health. Because when you come into our office, you don't want me to guess.
Yeah, definitely.
That's it. And if we don't do that thorough start, we're really left guessing with your health and our reputation.
Definitely. Well, thanks for your time.
It's my pleasure.
And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Meet the Expert. Thanks.